Mega Mike the Movie Man.
This is Amaziana.
Today, we're back with another mega video for you all. This is going to be our mega pregame show for the Batman release. Yes, we're going to go over 10 important discussion topics, starting with our number one, which is going to be, what did we think of the classic Batman movies? So I think the first two Tim Burton films are really fun. Jack Nicholson as the Joker is awesome, and you can't go wrong with Michael Keaton's Batman. Also, you then get the two Joel Schumacher films, which are not so good. Just right. What do you think, Amazing Anna? What do you think of that Batman and Robin movie? You saw that one recently.
It sucked. I didn't like the way Poison Ivy's character played. It moved very, very slow. Like, you kind of knew what she was gonna say. It looked too fake, in my opinion.
It looked like a toy commercial, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, just all over the place. Very silly, very campy, too cheesy, cringe, right?
Not too serious, like usually when you watch a Batman movie.
Yes, and then we get into the Dark Knight trilogy, though, which saved the Batman character, right? All three of those movies are excellent. Begins, awesome origin story. We get the Dark Knight with the Joker, awesome villain. And then even Dark Knight Rises, getting in Catwoman and Bane. Just a great trilogy of movies. What do you think of those, Amazing Anna?
Yeah, I actually like the Dark Knight Rises. One of my favorite characters was who played Joker, Heath Ledger. R.I.P.
You mean Dark Knight?
Dark Knight Rises.
That's Bane.
Yeah, but Joker was in that movie.
No, that's Dark Knight.
Oh my God, sorry. Yeah, Joker. That one.
Dark Knight.
What he said. But he played by all my favorite Joker. He will be missed, but yeah, that was probably one of my.
Because you're a big Heath Ledger fan, right? What do you like him from? The romance
10 Things
movie?
I Hate About You. It's actually one of my old favorite classic movies. Well, some people say classic. I say it is classic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Dark Knight trilogy, positive, yes?
Yeah, positive.
All right. And then we get into the Ben Affleck era of Batman films. We got Batman vs. Superman, which I think has some really good Batman action sequences. Like the warehouse scene is brutal, and I think that's probably the best part of the movie. And then we get Batman in Justice League. I think he's all right in Snyder's cut of the movie, but I mean, Batman is kind of one of the weaker characters in that film for me. But what do you think of the Ben Affleck era Batman films, just overall?
I like when Ben Affleck plays Batman. I'm a little in shock that he's not playing this Batman that's coming out. So I can't talk smack about it. It's probably one of my favorite when he plays Batman.
Perfect. So would you say you like the classic films the best, the Dark Knight films, or Ben Affleck era?
Ooh, that's really hard. I'm not a I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll probably go with Ben Affleck era.
All right, and I like the Dark Knight trilogy. That's my favorite trilogy of all time. Now getting into our second topic question here. We got, what do we think of the state of the Batman character right now? Because we've had so many different eras of Batman. I mean, what else can we do new with Batman? But I'm excited for this movie. I think it's going to go really dark and gritty. And I think they're going to focus on the detective elements more, which we haven't got from Batman yet. We've got the kind of classic, cheesy, fun Batman. We got more brutal Batman. We got more dark and gritty Batman. But this, I think we're going to get kind of more the thinking Batman, the detective work Batman. So I think that's where this trilogy needs to go. And so what do you think? What are you feeling about the state of Batman right now?
I personally think that Batman's gonna do a comeback. You know, everyone, no matter what, is a fan of Batman. Little kids are fans of Batman. You got older people that are fans of Batman. You know, so I personally think that this is gonna make a comeback. I hope, and I'm crossing my fingers that it does make a comeback and brings back the DC world into this.
Yeah, and because, DC fans have kind of been divisive on some of these DC movies recently. Not everybody's like an absolute fan of every DC movie. So I've enjoyed them all, but I don't think it's as hyped up as Marvel movies. I think Marvel movies are kind of the gold standard right now, even though I really like DC.
Yeah.
But I think if this movie can nail it, I think that's going to put DC in a good direction going forward.
I agree.
Perfect.
I agree.
So getting into our third topic, and we kind of mentioned a little bit of Ben Affleck before, but we're switching over to a whole new Batman with Pattinson. But, leaving off with the last Batman, Ben Affleck, how did we like Ben Affleck overall? Now, I personally like Ben Affleck as Batman. I think he was very menacing and
Mm-hmm.
intimidating, and especially his action scenes. I mean, Ben Affleck can throw down, and that is so important for that character. Now, as Bruce Wayne, I think he was all right. I totally bought him as a billionaire, so I think he did fine with that, but he did get kind of a little too serious and depressing in Justice League, the original one. Kind of improved it in Snyder's cut version of it. So I think he's an okay Bruce Wayne, really good Batman, but I don't know if he's my favorite. I still think that possibly Christian Bale or Michael Keaton might be my favorite Batman of all time,
Mm-hmm.
even though I think Ben Affleck did a solid job. But
Mm.
where does Ben Affleck kind of rank for you with all the other Batman?
Well, I personally remember a lot of Batman being, Ben Affleck. Like, who cannot like Ben Affleck? Look at even J Lo went back. Okay.
So Ben Affleck number one for you then
Yeah.
for the Batman. That's
Yeah,
that's
like,
excellent.
yeah, he can't. Patterson, he's great, and he has a lot of shoes to fill when he's playing Batman.
And that's perfect. That's going to lead
Mhm.
us into our fourth topic. What do we think of the new Batman? What do we think of Pattinson? Now, I was excited when I heard this casting choice. I know a lot of people weren't. They're like, Twilight boy. I mean, what is he going to do, right? He's from the Twilight movies, all that romance with all the vampires, werewolves. But I remember him from a lot of solid movies. He was great in Good Time. He was great in Lighthouse. So he's had some serious performances, but they've been more of the smaller indie kind of films. So a lot of people haven't seen him in those serious roles, but I have. So I'm excited for him as the Batman. To me, he looks like a dark Bruce Wayne and Batman character in the trailers. So I think he's going to nail it. And he's gotten really jacked up for this movie. So I think he's going to have the physicality there. I mean, he looks brutal in this movie so far. So overall, what do you think of the Pattinson direction?
Oh, I totally called him Patterson, but Pattinson. Sorry, Twilight fans out there. I really remember him from the Twilight movies. And everyone was crazy boy fanning, this guy. So him being in Batman, like, even I think people that are not fans of Batman are probably gonna go see this movie because of Pattinson. You got those fans that are just fans of this art movie star, not just the movie itself. So I feel like he's gonna bring a good wide range of audience in. But I really hope he plays, like, from the trailers that I've seen, he does look jack. Like you say, he got some muscles, but at the same time, he is wearing a suit. So how do you know it's all real?
So you think he's definitely going to bring in the Twilight fans?
Yeah.
Do you think the other general audience will like him too as well?
Well,
maybe that aren't Twilight fans.
Well, who doesn't like Batman? If you don't like Batman, then are you really a superhero fan? Yeah.
So maybe it doesn't even matter about the actor, right? I mean, the character might be so great.
Yep. And DC fans out there too, who never probably seen Batman. Well, if you're a DC fan, you should have heard of Batman. So I think there's just a wide range of people that are going to go, like I said, it's Batman.
Perfect. So our next topic here, our fifth topic, is what do we think of the trailers for the Batman so far? We actually just rewatched the trailer in preparation for this, and I am hyped up with this trailer. To me, it has a good dark tone to it. It looks like there's going to be some detective mystery elements in it with Batman and the Riddler, and then the Penguin looks awesome in it. I mean, Colin Farrell looks not recognizable.
No,
I mean, I just showed you the picture of him. You're like, that's who's playing the Penguin.
Yeah,
so the Penguin looks great in this. Catwoman looks like she's gonna do an awesome job. She looks like she got good physicality in the role. So to me, it looks like it's gonna be a brutal Batman movie with great detective work, and that's what I'm excited for. And the music sounded great, didn't it? What do you think of the trailer?
So overall, I think trailers move too fast and they show too much of the movie. So I kind of try to, like, close my eyes and not see trailers overall. So watching these trailers, it did show a lot of great scenes, and I'm really excited to see this movie. I think the trailers did play a good amount of scenes that are worth going to watch the movie.
Perfect. Now getting into our sixth topic, kind of building off the trailer we just saw. Overall, what do we think of each of the characters? Because we got three major villains here. We got Riddler, we got Penguin, we got Catwoman, and I think I'm excited for these characters. Especially we haven't seen a lot of these actors. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they've been in different roles before, but not a lot of big blockbusters in
Mm-hmm.
recent. So I'm really excited for the Riddler. Looks very menacing. This is not the Jim Carrey Riddler.
No, and
This
I
one,
love Jim Carrey.
he was fun. He was
I
fun.
loved when he played the
Yeah, Jim
Riddler.
Carrey is great. He was
He made
funny.
me
He was good
laugh.
for the campy role. But to me, this Riddler is more terrifying. He looks more dark. And he kind of, when he gets arrested in the diner, he kind of just looks like an average Joe, right? Nothing off about
But
him.
you know what? It kind of goes back to like if you've seen the show Gotham.
Hmm.
So the Riddler there, he was a police officer and he like a normal human being. You don't really, or whatever you want to call normal, like an average human being. Going to a diner to eat breakfast. You don't think that is gonna be like the Riddler? Like what?
So that's what makes him a little bit more scary because it's like, oh, well, anybody can be a villain.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to see those big mystery elements play out that we've seen from the trailer. Like, what's the hidden mystery with Wayne? I
Yeah.
mean, that looks really interesting. Then you got the Penguin, like we said, Colin Farrell looks
Yeah, I didn't even
unrecognizable.
recognize him.
But, I mean, he's going to be probably a great crime boss in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to get his own spin off series. So we're probably going to see a lot from the Penguin. And so he's going to be great in the movie. And then
I really wish, or I hope I see penguins, like real penguins following him around. Because usually when you see a Batman movie and you see Mr. Penguin or Penguin, you see little penguins around. So is he gonna be living under the sewer and water and stuff like that, or is it gonna be like one of those high crime bosses that live in big modern buildings now?
So you would like them to go back to the Batman Return vibe of actually
Yes.
making him more like a penguin, more penguin features,
Yes.
having the
That's
penguins.
That's why he got his name.
Okay, so
That's
you
why
want
he
the
got his name.
flippers and everything with them.
Well, if he's wearing like that certain penguin tux, then I'm like, oh, okay, they even brought it out to the outfits. But if he's wearing a normal like tux, then I'm like, they could have at least added the tail.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that penguin here,
Oh.
so you might be a little disappointed. I don't know if we're gonna actually see a lot of penguins in here. I mean, maybe, who knows? But then Catwoman, right? You're rocking Catwoman. Catwoman looks great in this movie, and I like how she's not too much cat-like because in Batman Returns, she was like all licking herself, eating a bird and stuff. She was getting very cat-like.
Yeah.
Here, it doesn't look like they're going that way. It looks just more like she's gonna be a master thief, but she has great fighting abilities.
So is it gonna be like more modern kind of thing,
More serious, more modern times, and not really taking the animal names that seriously. Like maybe they have some aspects of an animal. Yeah, that's a little too
didn't like
much.
seeing that?
I did not.
Like
no.
it goes with the theme though.
To me, it overdid it, but I like how they're bringing in some things of a cat in this movie. Like she says, she has 9 lives, so don't worry.
I saw that.
So they're bringing in some cat aspects, but I don't think they're overdoing it.
It's not literal.
Not a literal cat, and that's
okay.
what I like. So I'm excited for these 3 characters because I think they're going to be much more serious, more darker, and I think that's what they're going to do in the movie. It's going to fit more with this tone, and they're not going to be really campy, over the top. I mean, but what do you think of them overall? Do you think this is a good mixture here?
I think overall they're putting a lot of characters in this movie, so I hope they all play together as well, like into like someone is leading them all, because they're all trying to go towards Batman. If that's the case, usually. So are they going to all team up together? Are some going to team up? Are they not going to team up? Is there going to be more other characters that we know of?
That's perfect. That leads us to our actual next topic, our 7th topic here. Do you think other villains are going to show up here? Like you were kind of talking about like a puppet master, right?
Yes.
That's maybe in charge of all the villains. That's more kind of behind the scenes, who's kind of getting all these villains together.
Because Catwoman, she don't care about Batman. She still takes stuff from him, so she still goes after Batman, even though at the same time they also do partner up at one point.
So who do you think would be in charge of all of them? I mean, do you think the Joker is going to show up in there? You think they're going to throw another villain in like the Joker?
I feel like what is a Batman movie without the Joker?
That's true. They might be saving.
And
it
is
for the
Harley
sequel,
Quinn going to pop up too?
Ooh, I mean, it's a possibility. I think there isn't going to be much other villains in this movie. I really think those are going to be the core three villains they focus on, unless maybe after credit scenes, maybe a little cameo, maybe they got Joker in the shadows,
I don't
maybe
know.
something like that. So I think there might be some other cameos of villains, but not for a large screen time. Because that's getting so many. There's already
Well, you
three.
said this movie's about like 3 hours long,
They do have to
so
fill up the time with something. That is true. I wouldn't doubt it. That hey, it's a possibility. So this gets us to our eighth topic here. Do we think this is gonna fit in with the rest of the DCEU universe? Is it gonna connect to Aquaman and Shazam and Black Adam and all of those DC movies, or this is gonna be kind of its own separate universe, kind of a side-off story, kind of like the Joker was? The
mm-hmm.
Joker's not connected to
Yeah.
anything. So do we think this is going to be its own little Batman Pattinson universe? Personally, I think it depends on how well this movie does. I think initially it's going to be in its own universe, but if people start requesting, hey, let's see this Pattinson Batman show
Mm-hmm.
up in these other movies,
Yeah.
then they'll start to interconnect them. They maybe will connect Joker as well eventually.
Yeah.
I could see them starting to connect things together just depending on how popular this movie is and what the audience requests. Now, if the audience overwhelmingly says, hey, no, we like this how it is, let's just get a standard trilogy out of this, we don't need to connect it to everything, they could go that way too. But what do you think?
I think there's gonna be a connection some kind of way, because you have Aquaman coming out, right? And then you got Black Adam coming out. All these movies are coming out the same year, you know, that, or later, that Batman's coming out first. So I think there is a possibility. And then the Flash too is coming out, right?
The Flash, you can bring in some multiverse elements there
Exactly.
and zoom him in.
So I feel like they are gonna tie it together, but at the same time, Ben Affleck just played the last, Justice League's movies with Aquaman and stuff like that. So, I don't know how they're gonna connect Pattinson into this, together with Aquaman and Black Adams. That's the only concern that I see that might not connect.
It might
with
be
the
a
rest,
weird like tone, right?
yeah,
A tone
because
connection.
they're two different actors that play Batman way differently. So if I still feel like the story's gonna still connect with all the other DC universe. It's just the only thing that is the actors. Are they
the actor?
Yeah,
Okay.
like they gonna connect the same actor, or is it gonna be different?
Yeah, they could always bring in a different Batman actor for the DC universe.
Yeah.
Keep this Pattinson one separate, bring in a different Batman
Yeah.
actor. That's also a possibility.
Mhm.
So this leads us to our ninth topic here, and that is, how do we think the Batman's going to do at the box office? I mean, they're predicting it's going to do well, and I'm pretty surprised by this. I don't think it's going to get the No Way Home levels around that, couple 100 million range for opening weekend. I don't think it's going to be on that level, because remember, people were hyped up thinking there was going to be all the Spider-Mans in this movie. And so they had generations of Spider-Man. I don't think they're going to have generations of Batman in this movie, but I think the movie's still going to do well. I'm guessing anywhere from 130 to 150, but I'm being cautious on this one, because remember, it's a 3-hour runtime. 3 hours. Not
True.
everybody wants to sit through a 3-hour movie. They're going to have less screenings at the theater because it's 3 hours long. And there's people that may say, hey, just wait 45 days. You can catch it at home later and not have to wait 3 hours, right?
Yeah, well, there is streaming now, so everybody does do streaming a lot too.
Yeah, so you think people might be a little patient and wait for it?
I don't know. I'm halfways. Like, I think it might do better than Spider-Man. I don't want to say that too much. I think it might be around the same range, just because Pattinson is in this movie. Like I said earlier, he is a big movie star that, like, people fan over just himself. Like, in any movie, he brings a big crowd of fan in. So I have a feeling like that it's gonna make a lot in the box office because of him. The Batman, the movie itself, I'm sure a lot of people were willing to wait, but because he's the main, character in Batman, and he's Batman, people are gonna come and want to see this show or this movie. Sorry, like, people that are not Batman friends, like I said earlier, are gonna come and see this. Kids can see this. Yeah, it's a 3-hour movie, but you're sitting down. You can get up and use the restroom. Yeah, you might miss some spots, but
Well, keep in mind something you mentioned. You think kids are going to go to this movie. Now, yes, if, parents take them out. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
of course.
it's PG-13 here.
Well,
So if you're
you have
over
a parent,
13, you're good. You got a parent or guardian,
as long
you're
as you have a
good.
parent or guardian,
But,
of course.
you know, the little kids may not go, and I don't know.
I've seen a lot of like younger crowd be into movies because of their parents.
Yeah.
So if their parents take them, like they're more likely to see. If parents are Batman fans, they're gonna take their kids to see it.
But well, keep in mind though, this is supposed to be a very brutal Batman, and even in the UK, it has a 15 rating, which means in the UK, if you're under 15, it don't matter how many parents you got going with, you cannot go to it.
Well,
Their
yeah.
rating system's a lot more stricter.
Well, I understand that, but no matter what, parents are gonna, because kids are fans of Batman and they see the name Batman. I feel like, oh, I want to go see that movie because it's the movie Batman. They like the character Batman itself. So I feel like that's what's gonna draw the attention into the younger crowd.
So
as long as their parents take them, of course.
So quick side question here. Because we're trying to compare it to Spider-Man No Way Home a little bit. A lot of families went out to that movie. I saw a lot of kids go out to the movie. Yeah. Do you think this is going to be a more family-orientated film? Because I think this could get so dark and gritty, and when people start hearing reviews of it, parents may not want to bring the whole family out. They may say, let me get a babysitter, they can stay at home. The adults are going to go to this one.
What about the Joker? How much did that make? How many people went to
that? That made, I believe, over $1 billion.
Okay, and
but I don't know if it was from kids, though, because it was rated R,
that's what I'm saying. It was... a wide audience is going to see that movie. Just like the Joker. The Joker was very dark. It was, talking about concerns that problems that people don't talk about, issues like mental health, It was bringing all that dark energy or dark vibe that people talk about. And it made how much money?
$1 billion.
Okay,
over $1 billion.
So just like the character itself, Batman, I feel like it's going to bring a wide range of people.
So do you think it's for sure gonna make over $1 billion? Remember, we're just kind of, the pandemic is still going on a little bit.
Yes,
it's slowing down.
They just removed the whole mask mandate in California. If you're in California, they removed that whole mask mandate. So, people are gonna, now it's removed. I'm gonna go watch this movie now.
Okay, so you think the people are gonna go out to this one?
People are tired of being at home now. I think people are now gonna start going out more. Okay. But at the same time, there is streaming. Now you can stream movie. Now you can watch movies.
The convenient option.
Which is cool. But sometimes you gotta experience a movie in movie theaters.
All right. So I'm cautious here. I'm still saying around 130, 150 million opening weekend. Probably in the long run, I think it could make over $1 billion in the long run. It might have some legs. But are you thinking?
I'm gonna say 175 to 200. Ooh, just because I want to be him.
Okay, that's a little bet right there.
And be right.
You could be right. I wouldn't be shocked if it did happen because I don't want to bet against Batman. It's Batman. But I'm just cautious.
We're not really betting because then you
would
lose. But
hey, we'll share the results later. I'll let you all know on the channel. Stay tuned for that. So our 10th question here. Now, we talked about the box office, but personally, your heart, what are your expectations for this film? So me, I'm super hyped for this movie. If you saw my top 10 anticipated list for this year, this is number 2, right behind The Flash for me. Yeah. Because The Flash got some Batman in it too. Yeah. But number 2, because
which Batman?
Ben Affleck.
Oh.
And you got Michael Keaton.
Oh.
So you got a couple Batman in there. No Pattinson though. So that's why Flash is more hyped for me. Just barely above this one. But you guys know The Dark Knight Rises is my favorite movie of all time. The Dark Knight is second, so it's a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Any Batman movie has the potential to make my top 20 list, make my number 1 even. So I am massively excited for this movie. I've been waiting for this movie for a long time. Ever since seeing those awesome trailers, just got me more. I mean, I've been talking about this movie for a long time. Ever since they announced the director and the casting, I've been hyped up for this movie. So my expectations are way high up. I think this movie is going to be one of the best Batman movies of all time. Could even be the best. Oh, I shouldn't jinx it, right? So what are your expectations for this one?
You better go knock on wood, for not jinxing it. I am a big Pattinson fan. I like Batman movies. I like the superhero movies and stuff. And I like action. Action is probably one of my favorite genre movies. And, when you see a Batman movie, you're going to see some action. I don't like the fact that it's 3 hours long. Like, who likes a 3 hour movie? I remember back in the day where, the Titanic, they had to break it into two parts because of how long it is. What happened?
And I don't think we're getting an intermission either.
No, so what happened to that? And I have to go use the restroom all the time. So, and it gets cold in the theater. I always bring my blankets no matter what, but I'm always getting up. So, the fact that it's 3 hours long, I'm not really happy
So you're
about.
not excited for the runtime.
No.
What about
but
the movie?
The movie itself, yeah, if I see some action, and which I've seen on the trailer, then yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see Pattinson play this part. Like I said, I only remember him mostly a lot from Twilight. So from him playing a vampire to him coming to play Batman is like they're both dark. No matter
They're
what.
both bats. Vampire Batman.
That's wow, good connection there, Mike. Mega Mike, sorry. So the only thing, he has a lot on his plate, and I think he's gonna rock it, and he's gonna keep everybody on his toes.
So my expectations, I'm like at a 10 plus.
Okay.
What are you a little bit more conservative? Like, where are you in terms of enjoyment level?
Right now, I'm gonna be at a 5 because I'm neutral. I'm neutral right now because I'm excited.
Fair enough.
I'm excited to see Pattinson play Batman. I'm excited for Batman. I'm gonna keep it neutral. I'm the type of person, I need to see the movie, and once I see the movie, then I can give you a rating. But right now, I'm neutral. I'm excited, but I'm not excited.
All right, so I'm super excited. She's more neutral.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for our 10 topics on here and our mega pregame show. But let us know in the comments below. Write comments. Are you excited for this Batman movie? Where's your hype level at? You know our hype level. We want to hear from you all. Where's your hype level? And if you're just discovering the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe right now. I'm going to get you more movie reviews, movie rankings, movie news, movie haul videos. You name it. We'll talk everything movies on this channel. Also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss when I post a video. Also like the video. Don't forget those likes. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man.
And Amazing Anna.
And don't just make it a good day. Make it a movie day.